But to be a leader, or leadership in itself, is an attitude. When somebody says this is leadership, it is not a job title. You know, we always assume that being a leader is because I am the boss, or because I am the director, or because I'm the manager. Leadership is an attitude. And leaders in general are not born. They are not made. Leaders are found. So when you have an attitude of inspiring and lifting others, or having a clear vision of where you want to go and who you want to take with you, that's a leadership attitude. Okay? So it's important that we really realize and appreciate that leadership is that, but we often misunderstand that. And there are different types of leaders. There are various types of leaders, but for today, for the benefit of today, I'll focus on two, but with more emphasis on one. Now, you can have a transformational leader, or you can have a servant leader. These are two types of leadership that people would usually have. I have some slides here, but you know, this can be printed and shared later on. And you know, as a transformational leader, you know, you create an enabling environment. You try to work with society. You try to change, as you know, some of you have already said. So that's a transformational leader. A servant leader is one that would really look at acknowledging the perspective of others, creating a sense of community, developing a high performance of team. And I'll give you an example. Just a couple of weeks ago, one of my staff members came to me and said, we're supposed to do performance objectives. So I said, yeah. I said to her, so you identify what areas you want to work on, and then we can have that discussion. So she didn't understand. So she came back to my office and she said, you know, I don't understand. You know, every time we're having a meeting, the managers are sitting there and you say, okay, so what do you guys think? What, you know, how do you want to do this? She said, you know, every time I say I have this template, we use this template, I said, you're a manager. I'm a leader. When you're a leader, you don't look into the nitty-gritty of monitoring and evaluation. You don't look into the nitty-gritty of, you know, managing people, or you create an environment. You create a space for people to be able to want to work. I don't see my job as a leader to be there and start going into everybody's, you know, offices and knocking on their doors and looking at what they do. My role is to create that conducive environment. My role is to lift those who have potential to grow and take them to help them to go to the next level. My role is to be the one that protects. So if my staff do something wrong, I fight with them. But when the president comes and makes noise, I stand in front. You can do whatever you want to me, but you don't touch my team. Now that's a leader. So that's how you engage being a leader. Now, coming back to the issue now of empathy. When I started, when I was thinking about how we will approach this today's session, if you understand what empathy means, I mean, a lot of people see empathy as being weak. Now, when you are not an empathic leader, you know, sometimes you have this husband when the child is crying and he's like, I don't know why the child is crying. You know, you don't feel, you're not understanding, and nothing personal to the men, but it's you know, when you're a mother, you can feel your babies. When a baby cries, you can tell whether the cry is hunger, or whether the cry is uncomfortable, whether it's, you know, they've soiled themselves, or whether the cry is colic. You can feel those things. Not everybody can feel those things, but when you know, when you have that feeling, you can, that's an example of being empathic. Because you can feel your baby's cry. Each cry has something that you can feel into. So when you have those kind of examples, you're able to understand whether you're empathic or how much of an empath you are, or how much of an empath you are not. But definitely being, dictatorial, being the boss, being anybody who comes and tells you because I am the boss, you know that that person has an issue with their ego, or you know that that person has some sort of insecurity, or that person has some sort of arrogance. Because when you are an empath, you will always say, if I want something from him, I have to be able to put myself in his shoes so that I can get him to do things the way I want. And this is where, again, as us as women, I'm just bringing in the gender dimension. As women, we know how to get the man we want. You know how to play it. You know how to go into their shoes and wear the shoes and feel the shoes, because you know what to say, you know the body language to use, you know what to do. Unfortunately, you men, but those are some of the things, just to give you those examples of how you feel somebody. It's not the same as being sympathetic. Being an empath is not the same as being sympathetic. It's different from being compassionate. Being an empath is really deep down wearing the shoes and feeling the shoe of the person and knowing how it feels, or how the person's shoes feels.
So I think there's not much to say or add to what she said, except that empathy. I think only what I really grabbed from what she said, that empathy is synonymous with intuition. It's that unseen part of us that guides our decisions and guides our interactions. Everything we do in life is about relationship. There is no success without relationship. Nobody is an island. And without empathy, you cannot cultivate great relationships. So even in your families, in your friendships, most importantly in business, at work, it's all about relationship. Those that are successful, those that get to the top, those that create impact, are those who are emotionally intelligent and can cultivate great relationships. And that is what empathy helps you to do. So it's something for you to really make a part and parcel of your everyday life. Every day you wake up, you reflect, what am I presenting in my interactions? Am I speaking from my head? Am I reacting or am I responding? Because empathy stops you from reacting. Somebody says something that ticks you off. Your intellect and your ego want to scream, shout, I will deal with you, who do you think you are? But empathy will make you take a step back and say, okay, what was behind this? Empathy will make you not take offense at what the person has said, because you don't take it personally. It's okay, how can I respond rather than react? So that is really the heart of empathy, and it's something we can apply to everything we do in life. But before we open up to questions, I think one thing I want to really open your minds to, because this is a world that we don't really understand, and that is the world of social media. You live your lives on social media today, and what I really want to understand, and maybe you can help with that, how can you cultivate empathy and intuition in the social media world? Because it's not real. You just have these pictures, people are posting pictures, whether it's true, whether it's not true, they're posting it, and it's, bringing up all these emotions. And I know, because I also have 4 children who are teenagers, and social media is their life, they're Snapchatting. I don't even understand what this Snapchat is. How do you join my God? What is Snapchat? I use it like you chat and then you take it out and don't understand. But that is how you are interacting with your peers. That is how you're interacting with the world. And I dare say that you need to bring in your leadership qualities into how you interact and engage on social media. Social media, it talks about followers, it talks about following. But don't have a following or follower mentality. Have a leadership and a leader mentality. And try and bring that consciousness and that empathy and that intuition into the way you engage on social media. Because I really believe that social media could either be the greatest disaster that happened to your generation or the greatest opportunity. So just like fire, fire, without it we can't survive. It gives us warmth, it helps us cook food. you know, but also fire can ravage, fire can destroy. So what is social media to you? Is it the fire that's building your life, or is it the fire that's destroying your life? And it's only empathy and intuitiveness that will help you navigate and ensure that social media builds and doesn't destroy your life. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, my dear sister, my wife, and if they thank you for making time. I'm sure we all agree that this was a very powerful presentation, good interaction. Oh, wow. So wrapping up, as usual, you are privileged. You've been privileged today to sit, in front of a director from the ADB. One of us, but not very often, not every Gambian or every youth at your age will have this opportunity. And this close contact at the ratio of 1 to 50. You are privileged to sit down with the CEO of the Elumeulo Foundation. Remember the Elumeulo Foundation, they have a fund of about $100 million and mentoring 10,000 entrepreneurs. That's a lot across 54 African countries. But today, you can shake her hand, the person herself. The takeaway should be to share empathy. Whatever you've got from here, we expect you to multiply. And I tell my staff that I clone them. If they think that I'm good, I'm not good enough until I have my staff thinking and behaving like me. And that's why I am a child. I know I can close my eyes and know that they will do the job. Actually, my biggest problem these days is when people contact me for some details and ask me for prices. I say, I don't know the price of the houses. Look at me, because of my name. Actually, my name is Tak, and the company name is Tak. Well, how come? It's your company. Well, seriously, I don't know. And I tell people, the last time I signed my check, okay, I only sign when the people who sign are absent. But 15 years ago, I decided not to sign my checks anymore. So really, again, this is all part of being empathetic, being an empath. And you must go there now, understand that 65% of the Gambian population are within your age group, like within our age group, as a youth man. That's my name. I'm a youth man.
I've added the issue also.
Yes. So please share this. Whatever you've learned from them today, share it. Go and share it with your colleagues. Go and share it with your neighbors, your friends, your family, so that we can make a difference in this world. That's the reason we're doing this. For me, I am an optimist. A lot of people think, Africa, they come with all the negative things. But the reason why we started this was because we think, though small, with 50, we can multiply. Just imagine today, if each of you go back there and talk to 10 people, whatever you've heard from here, we can make a difference. We will change this continent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well done. That's a leadership skill.
Great. Okay.